Okay, here we are back, ready to mix the second song. Hopefully, you're following us on this series. We are creating, writing, producing, singing, mixing, and mastering 5 songs, I think, in the last 5 days. So this is for a children's project, and the song that we're working on right now to get mixed and mastered is called "Robot Rock and Roll Dance." Super fun song. Let's flip right over right now to it. I've done some of the preliminary work all before now because we saw that in the last video. So right now we're just going to focus on the mixing and mastering portion. So like always, we're going to start on this lead vocal and just see what we need here. I don't think this song is going to need really as much as the last one. So this one should go actually pretty quick. I'm going to just remove some plugins that I... Whoa. Turn that off. We're going to remove channels that I don't need, just nice, clean stuff here. I'm going to collapse everything. I like to work with track stacks because it just condenses my project. I've got a lot of tracks, but when I can group them into categories and folders and color code them, it helps me keep everything organized in my brain. But let's give a quick listen to this and see what this one sounds like in its current state.
City of gears where circuits gleam, robots gather, it's a dance machine. The power of the lights ignite, it's time to rock and roll tonight. Robot rock and roll dance, gears start to grind, metallic moves.
Oh, that gives you an idea. Already sounding pretty decent, but I think we just be able to polish this, and I think this one's going to go pretty quickly. So let's take a listen to this first one here. First lead vocal.
In a city of gears where circuits gleam, robots gather, it's a dance machine. They power up, their lights ignite, it's time to rock and roll tonight.
So my levels are a little low. I want to drive this plugin a little bit more. So let's hear this again. Let's actually do this on the chorus.
Gears start to grind.
Actually, let's go to the verse. I think there's more going on.
City of gears where circuits gleam, robots gather, it's a dance machine. They power up, their lights ignite, it's time to rock and roll tonight. City of gears where circuits gleam, robots gather, it's a dance machine. They power up, their lights ignite, it's time to rock and roll tonight. City of gears where circuits gleam, robots gather, it's a dance machine. They power up, their lights ignite, it's time to rock and roll tonight.
Okay, just put the high pass up a little bit more.
City of gears where...
Now let's go move on to these BGVs.
Rock and roll dance, metallic moves, they twist and turn, and the neon lights, they're everywhere.
I'm going to back off the reverb a little bit on
metallic
these.
Moves, they twist and turn, and the neon lights, they're everywhere. Rock and roll dance, metallic moves, they twist and turn.
Get rid of all this low energy here.
And the neon lights, they're everywhere.
There we go.
Rock and roll dance, grind, metallic moves, oh so refined. They twist and turn with electric flare. In the neon lights, they're everywhere.
Good. So we're actually ready to go ahead and get our bass mix going. Again, this one right here, don't think we need that anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Perfect. Now we just got the tracks we're mixing. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick save just in case we crash. And just like before, I'm going to leave my 2 vocal tracks just where they are, and then I'm going to bring everything else down. And we're going to start here on the chorus.
Rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze.
So I want to find a good blend between the BGVs and the mains.
Rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze. They spin and whirl with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space.
Great. So now let's start bringing in the other stuff.
Rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze. Spin and whirl with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space. Rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze. Spin and whirl with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze. Spin and whirl with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space. Rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze. Spin and whirl with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space. Rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze. Spin and whirl with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space. Rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze. Spin and whirl with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space. Rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze.
The one thing I'm hearing is that compared to the guitars and everything, the vocals are just a touch hot. So I want to back those off just a touch.
Rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze. Spin and whirl with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space. Rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze. Spin and whirl with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space.
Cool. Let's move on.
Rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze. Spin and whirl with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space. Rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze.
Oh, that's interesting. That's all.
Rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze.
So we have some stuff that's going on. All the loops are happening on the verses, but not the chorus, which is interesting. So I'm going to just transition and to bring this stuff in so that it blends.
Robot rock and roll dance. 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 Circuits ablaze. Robot rock and roll dance. Robot rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Robot rock and roll dance. Robot rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze.
Okay, interesting. So let's listen. I feel like I need more of a context because there's kind of alternating tracks. I want to make sure they blend together well. So let's listen from the beginning.
In a city of gears where circuits gleam, robots gather, it's a dance machine. They power up, their lights ignite. It's time to rock and roll tonight. Rock and roll dance. Gears start to grind, metallic groove, oh so refined. They twist and turn with electric flare. In the neon lights, they're everywhere. Tin cans and bolts, they groove as one. In perfect rhythm, their dance begun. They clang and clank to the beat's romance at the robot rock and roll dance. Robot rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze. Spin and whirl with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space. Their servos spin, their pistons pump in this dance floor's a dance. Robot rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze. Dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze. Spin and whirl with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space. Their servos spin, their pistons pump. In this dance floor's electric jump.
So the balance is good. There's still a lot of gluing together that isn't happening yet, and I think that's going to kind of come together with some of our master bus processing. So let's go ahead and engage those now. See if we can glue this mix together a little bit better. So again, I'm going to open up my little preset that I have here. It's just 2 plugins, and they're both pretty powerful. So there we go. Let's open this up, and it did not. Oh, there it is. Okay. So first up, go ahead and engage this.
Circuits ablaze, dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze, spinning world with mechanical.
I'm going to back off my input a little bit. I'm hitting that compressor a little hard for my taste.
Circuits ablaze, dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze, spinning world with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space.
Yeah, that works.
Circuits ablaze, dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze, spinning world.
All right, so let's engage the second one.
Circuits ablaze, dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze, spinning world with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space. Circuits ablaze, dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze, spinning world with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space. Circuits ablaze, dancing robots.
Okay, perfect. All right, here we go. Listen to this from the beginning, see what this is doing.
In a city of gears where circuits gleam, robots gather, it's a dance machine. They power up, their lights ignite. It's time to rock and roll tonight. Rock and roll dance. Gears start to grind. Metallic moves, oh so refined. They twist and turn with electric flare. In the neon lights, they're everywhere. Tin cans and bolts, they groove as one. In perfect rhythm, their dance begun. They clang and clank to the beat's romance at the robot rock and roll dance. Robot rock and roll dance. Circuits ablaze, dancing robots in a mesmerizing craze, spinning world with mechanical grace in this futuristic dance space. Their servos spin, their pistons pump. In this dance floor's electric jump. Robotic voices sing and sing as they twist and twirl without a wink. Robot rock and roll dance, a sight to behold. They're dancing in pattern, new and bold. They beat and boogie in a syncopated trance at the robot rock and roll dance.
Okay, so the one thing, I feel like the BGVs just need a little bit more wetness. They seem a little dry to me, so I want to just throw in some more.
Rock and roll dance, a sight to behold. They're dancing in pattern, new and bold. They beat and boogie in a syncopated trance at the robot rock and roll dance. Rock and roll dance, a sight to behold. They're dancing in pattern, new and bold. They beat and boogie in a syncopated trance at the robot rock and roll dance. Let's and boogie in a syncopated. Let's rock!
Good, so now we have silence there, so that's kind of our out point for our final file. So right there, and now it's time to set the range of our final master. And right just before the intro. Cool. All right. So we're ready to bounce this thing out. Let me go ahead and save it. And also, before anything, I want to go ahead and freeze all of our tracks. I like to do this because I'll send this to the client as well so that he'll have the he'll have the session to work with, but having those frozen files means that if he doesn't happen to have these plugins, he'll still be able to hear everything as it is intended to be heard. All right. I'll take just a second to bounce all of this, or not bounce it, rather, freeze it. Those are fine. Those are just audio files. Okay, let's hit play on this. Yeah, for some reason, sometimes freezing files takes a long time. You know, maybe in this case, because I didn't use pitch correction, it maybe pitch correction actually is more taxing than I realized. But we didn't do any pitch correction. It's rock. It's not always a good idea to pitch correct rock music. It just makes it sound wrong. It's almost like you want rock to be off a little bit. So there we go. And so the freezing process is done. Now bouncing should be just a piece of cake. Now I'm going to put this in this folder here. This will be the delivery folder for the client. There we go. And since these are masters, I'll go ahead and indicate that. All right, this song is getting mastered. So while that's doing that, oh, I never switched over to my, I'm sorry, you didn't see anything that I just did. Oh, well. Oops, sorry guys. On the next one, I'll make sure that I switch over. But that one's done. We've got 3 more to go. And there we go. So I'll see you back in a few minutes and we'll get the next one mixed.